Oh my God. I got to tell you, folks, I am like a kid in a candy store. I am absolutely thrilled. I woke up to such great news this morning, and I want to share it with you if you haven't heard yet. I want to thank everybody who told me about this. I had a bunch of commenters telling me, check this out, check this out. God bless the director, Peter Jackson. He's the guy that's going to be presenting his new look at the Beatles Let It Be footage called The Beatles Get Back, which is a bit unfortunately delayed until August, hopefully, of 2021 because of COVID-19. But he actually, just for the fans, put together a sneak preview montage. It's not a trailer, it's more of a montage of a lot of footage that we're going to be seeing. And I'm going to tell you, folks, this is the best, say, 5 or 6 minutes of this entire year so far for fans. Okay, this lousy year that we've had with the coronavirus, it all washes away when you watch this 5 minutes. You're not going to believe what you're going to see. Now, of course, you could just look for yourself. You don't need me to describe it for you, but I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this. First of all, visual quality. I mean, everything's remastered. Everything is now in color, beautiful looking. We've seen a lot of this footage. Not well. I should. That's not true either. I'm getting ahead of myself. We've seen a little bit of this footage in outtake reels, bootlegs, things like that over the decades in black and white and crummy quality. But there's most of the stuff here I'm sure you've never seen before, even if you're a diehard fan like me. But even the stuff you have seen, what I'm trying to say, is really colorful, really vibrant, jumps out at you. The audio, of the song that they're playing here is amazing, of course. But they're playing really Get Back in the background amidst the whole succession of great scenes from what is going to be in the Beatles Get Back. And now, a few things here. The question was, and I haven't seen the movie yet, all I've seen is the 5 minutes or so of clips, of course, and the question was, is Peter Jackson going to kind of like try to turn the sourness of the Let It Be sessions, Get Back sessions, into a happy love fest? And we already knew from reactions from Paul and Ringo, who've seen it already, saying, yeah, it is a happy experience. They thought that, they thought we were so miserable then. And when it turned out that, looking back on the footage, we really loved each other and had a great time. I have to say, folks, for better or worse, depending on how you look at it, yeah, what's going on here is, it definitely is a whitewashing, but I don't mean that anymore as a negativity. It's a happy thing. It's a good thing. All this footage is real. Nobody's acting. Nobody's pretending. But this is going to be the antidote film to the original 1970 Michael Lindsay Hogg dreary Let It Be. And it goes to prove there was other footage that could have been used. The first original documentary by Michael Lindsay Hogg in 1970 is kind of a means of showing you a band about to break up and why they're having tensions and why they came apart. Whereas this one just concentrates on the happy times. Now, that when you see all the shots of, say, Yoko Ono that I've seen in this 5 minutes, she's smiling and laughing. And that when you see footage of Paul McCartney and John Lennon doing a waltz together around the studio like old lovers, and that when you see a close-up shot of Linda McCartney and Yoko having a good conversation and smiling and laughing to each other good-naturedly, and when you see all kinds of laughs and tricks, and there's not a second in here really where anybody looks down and out or miserable or frowny or anything like that. They're just having a great time goofing off and loving each other's company, remembering the good times and not focusing in on the bad vibe that goes on at this particular time. When you do all of this, they're trying to present a beautiful picture. And I have to tell you, I'm all for it now. Hey, look, I change my mind from time to time. I don't want the history to change. The history was that the Beatles generally were miserable during the Get Back project, and the history is that ultimately they had to break up because they just were coming apart. So by the end of that year, 1969, it was really coming to an end. So that doesn't change, but there's nothing wrong, I don't think, with having this other side of the story where it's just kind of a happier glimpse. You can have the depressing one, you can have the joyous one. And right now, don't we need joy? Don't we need joy? So I'm all for it. Now, I want to close by saying one thing. There's a scene that I used to joke about that used to be presented in the old black and white footage that was circulating amongst collectors. It's a funny scene, but a little risque. And I was wondering if it was going to be in the movie. Well, it looks like Peter Jackson did put most of it in the movie. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It involves Paul using the F word, the F bomb. And for the sake of leaving this video clean, I'm just going to say F instead of the whole word, okay? There's a moment in the unused footage where John and Paul are standing together at the microphone getting ready to do a number, probably Get Back or something like that. And somebody in the control room interrupts them or something, and Paul's like, what? You what? And he's like, hey. And originally he's like, look, F-face. He says, don't interrupt. And, jokingly. And John turns around jokingly and says, we're bloody stars, like that. That is all left in there, except the F-face part. The only reason I'm mentioning that is because I want to inform people that that's how the footage originally went. It was all good-natured. It was all joking around. Paul's just playing. He's saying it in a funny way. But the whole thing is, of course, to clean it up, that those two words were excised. Just so you know, when you see that, it's at the beginning, close to the beginning of the footage. You see that scene. Anyway, I'm just as giddy as anything, folks. This is a wonderful moment for fans. Let's hope this damn coronavirus abates enough, or the vaccine is effective enough, or something, so that by the summer of 2021, we can all see this in the theater on a big screen like it should be. Have fun.